What's up out there, YouTube? It's James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope all is well with you guys out there on this chilly Thursday. I'm doing well myself. This article right here is a wake-up call to everybody here in this country. Not only in this country, but also in countries abroad, okay? The powers that be basically is trying to condition you and desensitize you for what I believe is coming up on the earth. And these are the ugly things right here that's coming up on the earth. It says here, world famous troll art could soon be coming to South Carolina. All right. Who wants to see trolls? You know, these things are actually a spinoff from the Nephilim that existed, probably hundreds of thousands of years ago, if that. Could be a little shorter, but the Most High actually sent a flood to get rid of these things. Now it says that the Nephilim was on the earth in the days of Noah, and they were on the earth before the flood and after the flood. Okay. Now the thing is this: I believe that the powers that be is trying to basically bring these things back, or at least bring them out of hiding. Okay. Because if they were on the earth after the flood, you know what I'm saying, then that means they still existed. Some still existed, and or by means of how would you say, generation breeding or cloning. I think it's a little bit of both. But in Luke 21 verse 26. It does says men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things coming up on the earth. Now it says looking at something. Let's keep it real. It says it says looking at something that could cause your heart to fail. When it means your heart to fail, that's cardiac arrest. That's a heart attack. Okay, meaning this thing is so frightening looking, and you never seen it before. You know what I mean? Anything like this, that it will cause your system to overload and basically drop you in your tracks. That's what these things have the propensity to do, especially if you never was conditioned slowly to actually see them. Okay? And that's what it all boils down to. And I think this is the reason why they want to set up troll, art, like this, as far as I'm concerned, and it's really ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. Let's look at some of these pictures before we get into the article. Now, I've seen a lot of spirits that look like these things, even worse than this. You see what I mean? And this is all because the fallen angels came here and saw the daughters of Adam and were fair, and breeded with them, however way they did it, and they made monsters, which was the Nephilim itself. Those Nephilim went on to actually mingle their seed with the beasts of the field, fowls of the air, fish of the sea, and every creepy and crawling thing on this planet. Okay? And what do you get? You get these grotesque looking things, these beings right here. See, I can tell you this. Some would say, oh, nothing like that ever existed. Yeah, it did. If there's an image, of something, that means it once existed or still is in existence. Okay, and that's basically what it boils down to. And it's like I said before, the powers that be wants to condition you to accept this first and foremost. And how do they do that? They do it by bringing about so-called little art. You see what I mean? Who wants to see something like this? I know I don't. I see enough of this kind of stuff literally in the spirit. I have pictures of them. You know what I'm saying? And they are very, very frightening looking things. And here again, like take weight training, for example. You can't just go and bench press 350 pounds until you condition your muscles to actually be able to sustain that kind of weight. Okay? If you go and try to bench press 350 pounds, you never bench pressed it before, what's going to happen? The weight may fall on you, might, pull or tear, pectoral muscles, anything. It's going to be disastrous. Okay? And this is what I'm saying about them introducing things that looks like this to the public first in these little statues. Now, it's not going to be long before they're going to start basically slowly introducing these things to the public. Believe it or not, that's what's going to happen. That's what Luke 21:26 is basically all about. Okay? Enough said on that. Let's get into this article right here. It says a towering troll made of scrap wood may soon be watching over the Congaree River as officials in Case move forward with plans to bring a celebrated work of international public art to the city. The Case City Council has approved negotiations to host a large-scale sculpture by Danish artist Thomas Dambo, whose whimsical trolls built entirely from reclaimed materials have drawn visitors by the tens of thousands to parks and forests across the United States and around the world. If finalized, the installations would make Case the first city in South Carolina to host one of Dambo's works. Okay? I mean, if you want to put stuff like this in a museum, and that's what people, that's a thing they are into, want to go and pay to see something like that, okay, fine. You know what I mean? But as far as I'm concerned, I don't care to go be seeing nothing like this, on the side of a road. What for? Why? You see what I mean? I know the answer to the question I'm asking. I'm just saying. This is what they're trying to do. I'm telling you, get ready, people. We're going to see some amazing things before the Most High comes back and set things straight. Okay? To continue here, city leaders described the project as a rare opportunity, a one-time public investment intended to deliver years of economic return through tourism, national attention, and increased use of Cay's Riverwalk and surrounding greenway. This project represents a smart, forward-looking investment in Cay's future. Mayor Elise Parton said, communities that have partnered with Thomas Dambo have seen measurable tourism growth, national recognition, and long-term economic impact. Dambo sculptures, oversized story-like figures hidden in natural landscapes, are designed to be discovered rather than simply viewed. Visitors often hike, bike, or wander through parks to find them, turning a single artwork into an expense that can stretch across an entire afternoon. These little ugly trolls, these things right here, they are cannibalistic, okay? They're cannibalistic. I'm sure, they could have came up with something else to draw, money, to make money, other than this right here. But I'm going to tell y'all something. There's a certain race of people who stem from these things right here. Enough said on that. And basically, well, it's the same people that stem from these things right here are the ones that are going to pay money to look at these things right here. They are actually their ancestors. That's what it boils down to. I'm not lying, okay? Now to continue here, cities that host sculptures frequently report sharp increases in park visitation and visitor spending, along with media exposure that extends far beyond local markets. According to city officials, communities of similar size have reported 30% to 60% increases in park use after installing a Dambo sculpture, with economic impacts ranging from 1.5 million to $5 million over 3 to 5 years. The proposed sculpture will be constructed from reclaimed materials and integrated into Kay's natural riverfront setting, reinforcing the city's long-term economic development and conservation goals. This is exactly the kind of project that helps distinguish Kay's um, within the Midlands and beyond, City Councilwoman Tiffany All said. It supports local businesses, strengthens our tourism economy, and gives families and visitors a unique reason to spend time here. This investment will pay dividends for years to come. Okay, this is what they say. You know, these are creatures. I'm telling you. Now, let me finish this article right here. City Manager Michael Conley said the project builds on years of investments in the Riverwalk and Greenway system, creating a signature attraction without sacrificing the area's natural character. It leverages our existing riverfront and greenway assets that is, while creating a signature attraction that will draw visitors, support local businesses, and enhance quality of life for our residents. Yeah, whatever. Like I said, y'all could have came up with something else other than making these hideous looking beings, these things, just for somebody to go to a river walk, and watch, and look at and study. You see, just gonna be another false god for some idiot to worship. Watch and see. This ain't gonna end well. Okay, in conclusion, here it says here details about the sculpture's design, precise location, and construction schedule have not been yet released. Well, have not yet been released. Yeah, city officials said a project timeline will be announced once negotiations are completed. All right. So yeah, this is what they want to put on river walks or whatever, but it ain't gonna be long. I'm telling you. They are going to put these. You see, they're going to put these things all over the world. I mean, the country. You watch and see what I tell you. Long, long time ago, that's where these things. This is where they lived, out in the woods. That's why they call trolls. And any unsuspecting, unlucky person that may cross their path will come up missing. Okay. And that's what it is. These things right here, I don't know why anybody won't even sculpture. And where do you even get the imagination to know, to actually sculpture them the way, make them look like this? Think about it, people. Like I said, I've seen a lot worse things in the spirit. Matter of fact, let me show you. Like this right there, right here, hovering in the sky. You know what I mean? Just looking down at you. Yeah, I took this picture right here one night, not too long ago. You see what I mean? And this is where a lot of times they be at. They be in trees too. They everywhere. I think these are the souls of the Nephilim that the Most High drowned out for the ones that didn't make it. Okay? And you can see this right here. His faces, blended in faces, but it makes one big giant face, And you can see like right here his eyes, right here, and his whole entire nose and his cheekbones, and then comes down to like a pointed chin or jawline, which goes into another face. I mean, these things are really something else. Imagine opening your front door and seeing this right here. Look at that. You see, they hang around in clouds. Some of them, could be angels. I don't know. But like I'm saying is that I think a lot of them are, like I said, the Nephilim spirits who died many, many years ago. However way they died. And you can see that. I mean, and they, like I said, they're very frightening looking, grotesque looking creatures. And you get these people now wanting to make these little troll statues and all of that kind of stuff, made out of recycled wood, whatever. Like I'm saying, if you guys knew what these things were capable of doing to a human being, you wouldn't want nothing around that resembles anything like them. You wouldn't even want to look at one of them. Look at this. I took this picture right here driving down uh, Airport Expressway. Here, right on the side of the road, right here. He's watching over the traffic. You see how pointed and long his nose is. I mean, really, you don't want things. You don't want to see like. And I look, some of the angels. If you've seen an angel, look, some of them are very, very frightening too as well. You just don't know until you know what it is. But yeah, he's even overseeing traffic here. And then up here, you got some other like entities up here hanging around. But I do believe a lot of these are the leftover Nephilim spirits, and that's just what it is, people. Check this out. I got one more I want to show you guys. Like this particular one right here. Ugly. It looks just like some of those things that they are building. Look at his long, nasty, wide, like nose, how pointed it is. This was actually hovering over my house. Okay, you can see where I took the picture of it. And it was hovering over the roof right here. You see what I mean? So yeah, these things are real right here, and the spirits are still here. You can see his eyes. You know what I mean, looking and stuff like that. Very, very horrific looking things are still hanging around in the trees, the air, everywhere. You see what I mean? And like I said, these people want to make little sculptures, little fake sculptures of these things. Look, if they knew what these things would do to a person, they wouldn't even want any kind of image of these things around. And that's just what it is. Well, that's all I got on this one, people. I want you guys to tell me what you think about this particular video right here. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on it in the comment section. That's if you can comment. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. People, please remember to live your life as though we are being watched. Simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out.